G'day folks, welcome to the Sportscast. As always, I am Parkera and this is the Week 7 Pick'ems. Before we head into this week's picks, let's have a quick overlook at last week and how I did. 13 from 1. Thanks Denver. I almost had 100%. That makes things look better. It's 52 from 40, 72% hit rate. The other weeks weren't so kind to me. This season so far has been hit or miss, more miss. More miss. Throw it, see if it sticks. Oh, well, that shouldn't have stuck. What do you do? So, I don't know. It's like in a maths equation, trying to sort it out. Things may have settled back, though. The teams the expected teams, I think now we have an idea. There's a few outliers there, but I think bar major injuries, and there is some, we have a better idea. So, let's have a look at some of these games for this week. We're starting off with Thursday Night Football. Denver traveling to the Saints. I am streaming that game, so don't forget to check out the stream. The scheduled stream is already out there, so put your notifications on so you don't miss when I go live, folks. Denver, New Orleans. Yep. Yeah. Bo Nix showing up or Bo Picks showing up? Peyton returns to New Orleans. Yeah, it makes no difference. A couple of injuries for both teams though. We'll start with the Saints because they're the home team. Rashid Shaheed will undergo surgery, so he's going to be out for a wee while. They're going to assess the extent during surgery as well, so full repair or trim. If it does need a full repair, the word is it probably will be season ending. For now, at the moment, the status is to be determined. The Saints have also ruled out a receiver Chris Olave for the game due to a concussion. So that's two injury issues at this time of recording here. The main issue for the Broncos injury-wise is Pat Surtain is out due to a concussion. So he's been ruled out due to a concussion. And also Palczewski, he's out. He's been ruled out with an ankle injury as well so far. But the big one for Broncos is Pat Surtain. Big target there for Bo Picks. Nix, sorry. And like I said earlier, which Bo's picking up? Is it going to be the Knicks or is it going to be the Picks? But we'll see. Right, shall we get to it? Brandon, you cursed yourself last week. You better not do it this week. Oh, I don't think your team's going to be in the back. New Orleans Saints. They're at home. I just think Denver have a lot more issues on offense. I think Bo Nix. I won't rule him out. I'll be interesting to see because it'll be the first time I get a chance to actually see him game-wise this season. He's still a rookie, so you don't cast him off yet. A lot of people are already writing him off. I don't know. I'm no expert, but I don't know. We'll see. He may show up to this game and have the best game so far. That's a possibility, but you never know. I am going to go with New Orleans and the Saints there. Going into Sunday football for you fellas there. New England Patriots traveling to Jacksonville. This is a pretty easy pick. The Patriots, both teams are caca. I think there's more about the Jacksonville Jaguars though. Still no move after the London loss to the Bears. They still have their coach. I just think they are overall a slightly better team. I don't know what's going on this season, although we did see issues last season as well. I do think Jaguars are... I'm just going to go for home team advantage a little bit here. I think they're a better team, even though their record of 1-5, it's rubbish, but I think they're a better team than the Patriots. So I'm picking the Jags. We go into Seahawks, Atlanta. Seahawks, I haven't seen any injury updates or anything, but the Seahawks are decimated. They are struggling. They're 3-3 after a big loss to San Francisco last week, losing that divisional game. And I think Atlanta seem to be coming into their own a little bit. And I think that's going to be a big one there. Kirk Cousins, look, last season he was out with an Achilles. I think it's taking time to come back. I think he's finding his groove. It's a whole new team. So, he's, again, it's not the Vikings. It's the Falcons. It's a new team, new schemes, new coach. Everything's new to him. And as well as that, he's coming off that big injury. And I think it's just a matter of feeling his way in. He doesn't quite look as loose as a goose yet, but I think he's showing signs, and I think once everything starts to really click, I think you'll see a lot better from Atlanta. I do think Atlanta are better than they're showing. Their record is 4-2, so it's still a good record, and I'm picking Atlanta. We then go to the Tennessee Titans against the Bills. Look, big news, of course, for the Bills is Amari Cooper going from the Cleveland Browns to the Bills, picking it up. It's just less than 24 hours after their win over the Jets on Monday night. So it's a no-brainer. You got Allen there now. You've got another target, good weapon. So there it is. It's an easy pick. Sorry, Titans. I think this year is a write-off year for you, but I don't think you give up yet. Buffalo Bills. And then we go to the Bengals and the Browns. I've got a headache. Can I have some Panadol, please? Thank you. Right. Put the glasses on. This is one of those moments. Don't know. I'm just going to go... I can't, in all confidence, pick the Browns. I don't know where to start. Nick Chubb's back. Yay! The quarterback still sucks. Bengals it is. These picks are always easy for me. It's a Green Bay. I'm a Packer. I'm not going to choose against the Packers no matter how bad it is for us. Green Bay all the way. This game I am looking forward to. The Strouds versus the Packers. It's going to be a tough test for both teams, and it's going to really let both teams know where they are. Both quarterbacks pretty much a sophomore year. I think that's what you call it over there, don't you? Second year in the league. I mean, yeah, Jordan Love's been around the Packers a lot longer, but let's be frank. Last year, he was his rookie year. He has, we're still recovering, from that injury he picked up earlier, missing 2 games. But last game was as close to a perfect game from everybody. Both sides of the ball for the Packers. The Strouds, wow, that was a fun game against the Saints. Up 17-0 at one stage, then suddenly they're down by, the Saints scored 27. But then it's like, okay, we've stopped playing with our food now, folks. And the Texans just absolutely put 51 points on them in the end. But it's the Packers all the way. Go, Pack, go. Hey, me again. Packers. Speaking of the Packers, they've just signed not just signed, but I did forget to add, they signed kicker Brandon McManus and released Narveson for the kicker. So kicking issues continue. They've signed him to a 1-year deal. I'm not going to get into all the background noise regarding him, but that's just the update. So maybe this time we'll get those field goals. Then we head into the Dolphins. They're back from the bye against the Colts. No Tua news yet. I don't know if he's going to be playing. If he does, I really don't know if that's going to make a difference. Richardson for the Colts is kind of touch and go. They're going to see how he is. It's an oblique injury, I believe. Colts at home. Does home field advantage have a big difference in the NFL compared to football? You tell me. I don't know. Dolphins are 2-3. If Tua comes back, I don't know if he makes that much of a difference. I think there's other issues there for me. Look, I'm going to take the stab in the dark, and I'm going for the Colts. If Richardson's not playing, you've got Joe Flacco. I mean, he proved last season what he's capable of as well. Never mind the games he's stepped in already. So I'm going for the Colts with this one. Now, this is humongous. With the Bears on the bye, Minnesota, Detroit. I said, my good mate, Mike, sadly, he's a Vikings fan. Mike, come to the other side, I beg of you. Both teams, this is huge. This is at home for the Vikings. They are 5-0. I believe they are legit this season. This game, I believe whoever wins this, to be honest with you, I think is going to win the division. If Minnesota lose, do they pick up the next week? Or does this start a little bit of a streak of losing? I'm confident in the Detroit Lions now, obviously with the massive injury to Hutchinson against the Cowboys, and that's huge at this stage. I don't believe they've looked to trade or bring anybody in here. I do still think the Lions, they'll miss him and his production, because his production is just fantastic. I really don't know. I think the Lions will be still better. This is a good test. There's something about me. Well, there's a lot about me. I don't know. I'm going to go for the Lions. A lot of it is because I just don't like the Vikings. But I think the Lions, for me, are more of a force. They proved it last season as well. They started, last season, they should have beaten the 49ers, right, in the playoffs. This year, they've started off really well. Look at their 4-1 record. They have that massive loss, but I do believe they can make up that, and I think they're too good. I think it's going to be Detroit winning this game, and Detroit, with this win, probably cementing the division for the rest of the season. Who knows? Then we go to the Philadelphia Eagles against New York Giants. So the Giants, this is an easy one. I think the Giants have got a lot of issues, and the Eagles, there's a lot of jibber-jabber about the coach Sirianni and everything else, but I think overall they're still a talented team, and I think it's just an easy pick. They struggled to beat the Browns last week, the Eagles, but I just think they've got enough about them, especially against the Giants. They'll just keep clicking it over. For me, yeah, I think it's the Eagles. Oh, boy. Where do we go with this? No Devontae for the Raiders. It's a big loss. He hasn't been there already anyway last week. I don't see the Raiders having anything. I think Gardner Minshew is still benched, so I'm not really sure what's going on with that. The Rams, they're a better team than their record suggests, but they are injured. But they've got a really good quarterback, and I think ultimately that could make the difference. LA Rams, Cooper Kupp. Well, he's going to be on individual routines this week in practice. There's a possibility that he may return. According to reports, it's probably more promising than it was on Monday. So keep an eye out for that news closer to the game, obviously. If he does return, that's a big return for the Rams. I just don't think, regardless, I think the Rams have enough about them, especially because of their quarterback, to win it. I think the Rams is quite an easy bet here for me. The Washington Commanders hosting the Carolina Panthers. Look, this is a no-brainer. Thank you. We'll just move on. What's to say? The Panthers are just dirt. They're turds. Sorry, Panthers fans. But did you not get the memo that you apparently already got your quarterback? So there's no need to tank again this year? Commanders it is. Kansas City against the 49ers. This is a toughie. This is going to be a good test for both teams. The week before the bye, they had a good, convincing win compared to the previous weeks where they kind of just almost got over the line. They do have issues on the out wide with their receivers. San Francisco still have issues as well. We know about McCaffrey. Obviously, there's go, I think, with their kicker. I'm not too sure. Again, keep check, guys. Have a look. I think Kansas City are still, you still got Travis, for example, and you still got Mahomes. Those two alone are enough to win them most of the games. And I think the Kansas D is pretty damn good still. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs. Now, this game is interesting. Again, the Jets coming off a close loss Monday night against the Bills. Less than 24 hours, Davante Adams has signed with the Jets. He's reunited with his mate, Aaron Rodgers. Okay, yay. Good. His hamstring's fine. Cool. Is it really, though? I mean, he's passed his medical. It'll be interesting to see. I think he will slot in fairly easily. I think Rodgers will definitely be his go-to. He'll be the go-to man for Rodgers, without a doubt. You've still got Lazard, and you've also got Garrett. Okay, so you've got two other weapons there, just to name a couple. Pittsburgh looks like they're going to start Russell Wilson. What are you thinking, Steelers fans? I mean, I don't know. Got to scratch the old noggin. What do we do in this situation? Do we stick with the quarterback who has helped us get 4-2 and really hasn't shat the bed? Or do we bring in Russell Wilson because he's available now? Look, I understand the reasoning because Russell, when they signed him, he was going to be the number one. Okay, that's why Pickens picked a side and buggered off to the Eagles. But Justin Fields, 4-2, he's done enough. Is there a controversy in Steelers? Is there a quarterback issue? I don't think so. Look, I think Russell starts because, well, that's their starter. They were pretty frank with it earlier on in the season, pre-season. Russell's our number one. Justin Fields is coming in as backup. Justin Fields has done really well, all things considered, to help the Steelers 4-2. But he's the backup. I don't really understand. Well, I don't agree fully with them dropping, but I kind of understand why. We got a healthy Wilson. We want to have a look and see if he is the guy who can do the job for us that we thought he is. I think he's slightly better than Fields in a lot of areas. Certainly got more experience, and you kind of lean on that a lot. Time will tell. Look, the Steelers, it's a kind of an old smash mouth, hard fought, scraped by bloody team. Does that make up for anything? I don't know. Look, okay, Jets on the road to the Steelers. They're just basically jumping over the bridge, aren't they? Or somewhere like that to Pittsburgh. So, I'm going for the Steelers. I've been going for them pretty much all season. I think the Jets are going to be dangerous. Don't get me wrong. And they looked good. But at times they also kick themselves in the foot. Or their own ass, if you want to be frank. I may well regret picking the Steelers, but I'm going to stick with them. Yeah. Moving on, in confidence. Baltimore Ravens against the Bucs. So this is the first of two games that are slotted for Monday Night Football. I will be streaming the Baltimore Ravens versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The other matchup will come to shortly. But this is the one I will also be streaming here. Tough. Both teams come into this 4-2. Baltimore, are they starting to show what they're capable of? Are they starting to come back? Maybe. I don't know. They're a dangerous team. They got some good weapons. With Lamar Jackson, you always have to keep one eye on him at all times, because when you think you've got him, he's gone and he scrambles. He'll rush you like anything. So you don't always just have to worry about their rushing players. You've got to look at their quarterback. He can pass the ball and he can rush it. he's a threat. He really is a threat. And also, they've also got those weapons. Tampa, okay, they're at home. They're doing well, 4-2. They're showing that they are legit as well. And my goodness, has Baker been baking. He's found finally a home, a team that appreciates him, and a team he is now the leader of, a team that is his team. He's the quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Well, simple as that, and they love him and they want him, and he's getting it done. I, for that reason, am going to go against what I think will happen. I'm going to go for Tampa Bay. It's going to be an interesting game. I'll probably forget I've chosen Tampa in my picks and be going, yeah, Baltimore. Yeah. I don't know. I think this is a really good test for both teams. I think it's a good test for Baltimore as well. Look, Tampa were unlucky the other week when they lost to the Falcons. They really were. That was a really good game on Thursday night a couple of weeks ago, it feels like. And look, I do think home advantage. You got that home crowd, Monday Night Football, Baker's baking. I just think for now, I'm going to stick with Buccaneers. I could be proven wrong. And we go down now to the last game. And look, for me, it's the Chargers. The Cardinals, they just shot themselves in the foot so many times last week. They got nowhere. It was, you got to be careful. Yeah, Tyler is a weapon. You got to be careful because he will run the game as well. He can scramble, and he scrambles fairly well, and he will pick up yards. But after watching them last week against the Packers, I just don't think they are anything but a mid-team, if that. I think their 2-4 record kind of speaks for itself. I think they're better than the Panthers, and I think they're better than the Browns. And maybe the Giants, but I think that's their line. I think that's where they are. They're kind of like the fourth worst team in the league. So it's the Chargers. Herbert as their quarterback, he can do all sorts. Their coach, he had to go into the medical tent last week against the Broncos for heart arrhythmia. Didn't seem to affect anything. Apparently he's 2-0 when that happens to him. Okay. Look, simple. I won't be streaming this game. I might flick over at halftime. We'll see. But look, Chargers for this. So we will go back and have a look at my picks. So we'll go Chargers over the Cardinals. I'm picking Tampa Bay at home against the Baltimore Ravens. Pittsburgh against the Jets. Picking the Kansas City Chiefs over the 49ers. The Commanders over the Panthers. The Rams over the Raiders. I'm picking the Philadelphia Eagles to beat the Giants. I'm picking the Vikings and Detroit. I'm picking the Lions here. Now this game, I didn't say at the time, but you never know. It could be a game that's overtime. I do actually think it's probably the game of the round, to be honest, as well. But I picked the Lions. We're going for the Colts over the Dolphins. I'm just not sure what the Dolphins are, and I'm not even sure if Tua's back or not. And if he is back, I don't know if that's going to make a difference, to be honest. Packers, go Pack, go. We always go for the Packers. Cincinnati, yeah. The Browns are I think brown's the appropriate colour for their team. Sorry, folks. Bills over the Titans, Falcons over the Seahawks, and I think the Jags are a lot better than the Patriots. And for Thursday Night Football, I'm going for the Saints over the Broncos. I think both picks may be showing up. We will see. But until next week, check us out and we'll go over the picks. Let me know down below in the comments how you're going in your pick'ems. What do you think of my picks and my selections? Will be interesting to see how we go. I am streaming this Thursday night's football, the Packers game, and Monday Night Football, Baltimore at the Buccaneers. So keep an eye on those streams on the channel as well. Until next time, folks, I am Pakira as always. Take care of yourselves and each other. Kia kaha.